Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Oh, shoot! I've lost Amy. I bet that robot hauled butt after her. I'd better catch her before it does.
Hello everyone, I am Third Mario Brother, and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure. In the last episode, we were harassed for the first time by Amy Rose, who then accompanied us, but got kidnapped by a robot, so we're gonna go after her now, but not before doing something completely pointless to Sonic's story. I'm kind of surprised that Amy actually made it through Twinkle Park faster than we did, considering we are the fastest thing alive. Unless she went into some other part of Twinkle Park that wasn't really pictured. But anyway, speaking of other parts of Twinkle Park, up there, as you saw as soon as we were leaving that place, there were two doors. One said Twinkle Park. If you go through that, you can replay the stage, and the other door said Twinkle Circuit. And if you go through that, you can replay the go-kart part. So if you're really a huge fan of that, then I suppose you could do it all over again. But here we are, on possibly my favorite level in the game. I don't really like to issue definitive statements on these things, because my favorite levels and favorite tracks and favorite games change constantly, so while this may not be my favorite level, or at least I'm very hesitant to say that, it's definitely up there, definitely part of my top 3. Welcome to Stage 6 of Sonic's story, which is Speed Highway. And a lot of Sonic fans agree with me in that this is a very good level in this game, considering this was voted to be the level included in Sonic Generations. Yes, that's right, if you haven't played Sonic Generations yet, which you should have by now, because it's relatively old now, but if you haven't yet, this was the level from Sonic Adventure that was recreated, and it's a very good choice in my opinion. They did a fantastic job with it there. It's got such a perfect blend of platforming and speed, and I believe that this is just the ideal model of a level that they should have followed throughout this game. Not that the other levels are bad, no, I actually quite enjoy all of the other levels. Well, Sonic's at least. We'll get into some of the things that I don't like quite as much as Sonic's story in this game later. But here we are, going through a corkscrew road, and as much as fun as this is for someone like Sonic who can run at the speed of sound and just mess around on roads like this, doesn't it seem a little bit impractical for people who are going to their jobs or going to pick up their kids from daycare? Like, okay, Billy, strap on your seatbelt because we're going to be going upside down at 300 miles an hour now. I hope you didn't have anything too heavy for lunch. I'm sorry, that was terrible. But here we are, one of the most iconic segments of this game. I know I've said that like 3 times already, but it really is memorable. They created something like this in Sonic Adventure 2 as well, where you were running down a building in the first level. But that's something that we'll discuss at a later time. It kind of reminds me of, as much as I hate to mention the game, Mach Speed sections from Sonic 06, but this one's actually done well, because you can control your character. That section isn't riddled with glitches. You don't lose... I don't think you lose health when you hit the walls in that, actually. You just sort of slow down for a minute. But anyway, here we are in the second portion of this level, the more slow-paced section. I know I called them puzzle sections a while ago, but there aren't really many puzzles in Sonic's story. Yeah, but this is the more slow-paced section of this level. We have these cars driving around, and just like the jerk-ass drivers that they are, they will run you over if they get the opportunity, so make sure not to hit them. There's also police cars, and for whatever reason, they think we're doing something illegal. Unless they're like Robotnik's version of police cars. Kind of odd that he would build that, but anyway, end of the level's right there, but we can ring the bell a couple times to wake everybody up in the middle of the night, and there we go, we've beaten Speed Highway, one of my favorite levels in this game. Awesome.
Yeah, not bad.
Now, you may be asking yourself, what was the point of that? It went from night to daytime, but we didn't really get anything accomplished. Well, that's a perfectly valid question to ask. And I guess Speed Highway just went from the other end of town to right here, which is kind of weird, as that guy in the brown suit in front of the entrance to Speed Highway mentioned earlier. It was part of, like, the city streets or city highways or something like that. But yeah, that level was totally pointless to Sonic's story. It adds literally nothing. Looks like everybody's still on strike over here, so let's get some advice. She should still be in this city? Well, where would a girl with a bunch of money to blow go? Well, not that she really has a bunch of money to blow, but let's go to the casino.
Amy? Oh man, where can she be?
Sonic! Help!
I'll cut him off at the Mystic Ruins.
And yeah, it seems like Amy got captured and she's up there. in that thing, which is where the trains run. And luckily, even though they were still on strike 5 seconds ago, everything's perfectly back to normal now. The trains are perfectly on schedule, everybody seems to be happy with their job. Does this guy mention anything about the striking, or the negotiations went well? All aboard for the Mystic Ruins. Yes sir. But one of the things I like about the hub world in this game is it's so small that it isn't hard to find Amy in this situation anyway, even if you don't know Station Square all that well.
Let me go, you hunk of junk! I mean it!
Hey there, Bolt Brain! You better give Amy to me or I'll squash ya! Hey, what's happening here? Stop! Shoot! I've lost her again!
Looks like Amy's gotten herself in deeper trouble than she'd bargained for, and what can the hero of the story do but go and save the damsel in distress? So let's pursue the egg carrier in the direction that it went, which seemed to be towards this mysterious section over here. Now, as I showed off before, this door down here was closed, but now, mysteriously, it is open, and here we are, my friends. If you look over there, we can see a floating section of the island with, what was that green thing over there? I don't know, let's go check it out. What does this explorer have to say, actually, first? Let's not spin dash through him, actually. Let's not try to destroy the innocent passersby. Did you see that flying battleship? That was cool. I wonder who made it. It flew off towards the mountains. I wonder if I should have followed it. Well, considering the infamy that you would assume Dr. Eggman has acquired by this time, you'd think that people would know that he would be the only one to build something like that. But anyway, does this place look familiar? To those of you who have played Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it really should, because here's the Master Emerald. That's right, folks, this is Angel Island. And a lot of people think that just this small section right here with the Master Emerald on it is Angel Island, but no. This entire area is Angel Island, including this big part up here. But yeah, this will come into play a little bit later. Anyway, over here, let's ignore that thing for a moment. We have a monkey and a cage, and I guess there's no way to continue here unless we were to jump off that cliff, but I don't think that'd be a good idea. As much as we might try to destroy this badnik sitting up here, we can't. So the solution is just a few feet this way.
This is the ancient light. Try the light speed dash toward the enemy. With this, you can now do the light speed attack.
And that is the final upgrade that we get for Sonic. It's not actually used all that much in the game except for this section right here, where we get to destroy that monkey and this little gate is opened up. But yeah, Sonic doesn't look quite as ridiculously well outfitted as he did in Sonic Adventure 2, does he? Let's go ahead and move on to Stage 7, Red Mountain, in pursuit of the egg carrier. The giant battleship is getting away. Oh no, we have to hurry. We're actually not on any sort of timer here, so there's no real need to worry about it. And there are a couple shortcuts right off the bat that you can take to make this level a little bit shorter. I know that from doing the missions mode of this game. But anyway, one of my favorite things about this level is the music. Oh my gosh, the little piano bit with the blending of the guitar, and it's just amazing. I love this track. But I don't think I've really talked about the music of this game in general. I don't really have much to say about it, aside from the fact that it is fantastic. Like I just said, I love this song. It's so exhilarating, so exciting. And this game has a perfect blend of both exciting songs and leisurely songs. As we'll see in a later character story, the game has music to match just about every style of play. There's relaxed songs like, I don't know the instruments they play, but on some of the beach levels in this game, it just feels totally appropriate for a beach level. Something you'd listen to lounging about on a tropical cruise or something like that. But as far as this game's music goes in comparison to Sonic Adventure 2, because I know a lot of the time people like to compare these two games, it'd have to be a really close call. I do love this game's soundtrack. I've said that over and over. probably sound like a broken record, but Sonic Adventure 2's was really good as well. Live and Learn was a fantastic track, and I don't think anybody would ever argue with that. But then, so is Open Your Heart, which is the main theme of this game, if you will. So I'd like to know, which game's soundtrack do you guys like better? Do you like Sonic Adventure 1's or Sonic Adventure 2's? And I guess if you have a preferred track from other games, like say you like 06's soundtrack better than these games, go ahead and share that as well. But yeah, I'd just like to know which soundtrack is your guys' favorite. Anyway, we have a little Ninja Warrior-esque segment here. You can actually just spin dash jump over this pit, but you know what? I always thought that segment was a little bit cool as a kid because you're just kind of climbing across, and it takes all sorts of dexterity and strength. But anyway, unfortunately, now the fantastic music goes away for a little bit and is replaced by whatever this is. You know, I still do kind of like parts of this track. It's just really weird, and the normal Red Mountain music, that is the outside music, totally is better than this in my opinion. But fortunately, we get a speed-up shoe right off the bat, so it kind of cuts out that music. But if you listen to the music here and look at some of the scenery and look at some of the ideas that were in place, you're going to wonder what was going on in the minds of the people who developed this level. I mean, we haven't come across anything too weird just yet, but we will in just a second. I guess this might have been some sort of representation of, like, the idea of hell, because there's fire and lava everywhere, and it's supposed to be all dangerous. Plus, we're running after one of our good friends who just got kidnapped, so Sonic's probably under all kinds of stress. But still, as we'll be seeing in just a few feet here after I destroy these robots with fire around them. I called them Orbinauts, but I don't think that's right. What are those things in those cages there? Now, I can't go into first-person view and look at these, but they're, like, differently stretched versions of the same weird, like, wireframe prisoner. I don't know what the thought process was here. And right here, there are cacti that are shaped like cowboys that are dancing back and forth with their hands on their hips. I don't know what was going on. In the world of an anthropomorphic blue hedgehog, I guess nothing's too weird, but, despite the fact that this little woodland creature runs at the speed of sound, this is still a little bit weird by my standards. Maybe that's just me, though. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. As you can see, the lava does rise, but you don't really have to worry about it. It only rises when you get past certain points, so you're not racing against anything here. Whoa! Almost got hit there. I do tend to rush this segment a little, so you can jump through the flames like this. That's just a little bit dangerous. So sorry if my gameplay gets a little bit sloppy towards the end here, but that takes care of Red Mountain, and we can go contact the egg carrier now. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Sonic Adventure, and in the next episode, we will go after Amy and see if we can catch up with the egg carrier. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.
Yeah, not bad. Ready to roll, champ? Let's go!
Roger!